Hey, and welcome back to another video in my Vintage Tech Showcase playlist, the playlist of videos where I show you a selection of older devices, usually mobile phones, but I will cover iPods pretty soon as well. And I basically go through all their specs and their history and stuff like that, kind of like a retro review. What I have here for you today is the Nokia 3300B from 2003. So the 3300B is it's a variation of the Nokia 3300. Now it's called the 3300B because the 3300 is a bit different from this thing. All the internals and stuff is the same, but the 3300 used one of those standard keyboards where you had to double or triple click to get the letter you want, and it had like a control pad here and stuff like that. This thing is the US market variant, hence why it's called 3300B. It was specifically made for the North American market, and the difference is, like as you can see in this photo, I'll put them side by side. The 3300 uses a standard keyboard. This thing uses a full-size QWERTY keyboard, and its control pad is down at the bottom here, and it's not as big. So I don't have a 3300 with me as of now, but I will get one in the future and we'll do a review on that as well. But I want to go over the 3300B today and show you what it's like. Also to point out, this is an extremely rare phone. The orange version of this is even more rare. I've never even seen one for sale, but I've seen photos of one. I got these two. I got very lucky on eBay. This one was a mere $33 or something. This one was about $160, but it did come with its box and everything. So full set with box, well, almost full set. I have the box here. I did an unboxing on this phone, kind of a retro unboxing, which you can find up here. You can go ahead and watch the full unboxing there. This phone is also in much better condition than that. This one has a bunch of dust in the display, but they both work just fine. There's also another video I did on this phone, which you can find up there if you're looking for more content on these phones. Before we jump right in, don't forget to hit that like button and check out my channel. And if you like what you see, please consider hitting that subscribe button if you like this video. And also check out my social media down in the description below. Also hit that bell notification button, almost forgot. And now let's jump into this video. Okay, so let's go ahead and power this thing on. The button here is on the side. And there we go. This one has a bit of dust under its display. I gotta clean it later. There's the Nokia Note for you. So AT&T special. This phone was locked to AT&T, was AT&T specific, so could be only used with an AT&T SIM. Let's have a quick go around of the phone first. So up front, we have Nokia branding, directional keypad. By the way, this was a music-oriented phone, and so was its international counterpart. It has a really good speaker, but unfortunately I can't play music off this thing for obvious YouTube copyright reasons. Hence why its control pad is also a music control pad, as you can see there. Two selection buttons, call, decline, QWERTY keyboard split in half. The tactile feel is pretty nice, honestly. It feels really nice. Let me bring that closer. As you can hear, it's a really nice feeling keyboard. Speaker, this weird design is also on the other 3300, these pieces like that. They usually they come off after some time, but I'm lucky that both of these still have those two pieces. On this side, we have what I believe is a microphone, because you got to keep the phone like this when you're talking. This is the speaker for your ear. That is the microphone. At the bottom, another vent light thing. I believe that's the main speaker. I think, I'm not sure. Power button, shoulder buttons. So you could use that for games. The two shoulder buttons up top here. They're also really nice and clicky. Again, up top, we have the older style, thicker barrel connector, the barrel charger. Proprietary cable. I also got that with the that one, so it was in the box, so I can use that cable if I want. This is a 3.5 millimeter, or is it 2.5 millimeter? Yeah, it's a 2.5 millimeter headphone jack. It does not look like a 3.5 mm. Let me check my notes. Hold up. Yeah, I was correct. That is a 2.5 millimeter headphone jack. It's not a 3.5. So up top again we have these buttons, shoulder buttons. This is a button to go straight into the music player. It also acts like a shoulder button, but also you can quickly go into the music player with this, as you can see with that logo. Lanyard strap to put around your hand, just like in this one. This has a Samsung lanyard strap for some reason, so its original is probably lost. At the back, battery cover, you press down like this and it lifts off. I'll show you at the end. AT&T wireless branding, it's more clear on this one. That's at the back. At the bottom, like I said, there's nothing. This side again, and that was a quick go around of the 3300B. Okay, so let's talk about the display on this thing. So this is quite an interesting display. It's a early LCD display with color. What it's called is a CSTN display. So CSTN LCD display. CSTN means color super twisted pneumatic display. So the STN, the super twisted pneumatic display, this is the color variant of it with color, obviously. So color super twisted pneumatic display. It has color, like obviously the name says color. That means there is a variant of this without color as well. However, it doesn't have the full 16 million colors. It has only 4,096 colors. So as you can see with the menu, it's got reds, it's got blues, yellows. It also can display green, I think. There's a green somewhere, I can't find it. It has black, and it obviously you can do animations on this, as you can see with the background there. So color super twisted pneumatic LCD display. It's 1.7 inches and it's exactly square. So it's 128 by 128 pixels, so exactly square, 128 by 128, giving it a pixel density of around 106 pixels per inch. And like with all these older Nokia phones, there's a huge gap between the plastic and the display, so that's what gives these old Nokia phones their strength. That's a really tough piece of plastic, so it's not going to break easily, and even if it does break, it's not going to take out the display with it, because there's a really big gap between the two. And this body is easily swappable. You can easily take this body off and replace it if you do crack the outer plastic. So that's a pretty interesting display. It's exactly square, like I said. Now let's go on to hardware specifications on the inside. So on the inside of this thing, there's nothing in the way of any beastly hardware or anything. It has about 4.5 MB of internal storage, and the phone book can hold 250 contacts. It does have a card slot behind the battery. It's an MMC card slot, so the bigger, it's not eMMC, it's MMC, so the bigger slot, the bigger card slot, I'll show it to you at the end when I take the battery out. It had a 64 MB card which was included, so that card is still working today, and there's a bunch of music on that card as well. Funny thing, there was a song that I had forgotten about for the last 11 to 12 years, and when I got this phone last year, I opened up the card and I basically went into the music player and I found that song again. It's actually Turn Me On by Kevin Lyttle. It's an older song from the early 2000s. You guys know that song, look it up on YouTube. Turn Me On by Kevin Lyttle. I had forgotten about that song, but then again when I turned on this phone and its memory card had that song, I was like, oh, I haven't seen that song in a while, heard that song in a while. So the memory card does still work after all these years. It's a 64 MB card, the original card that came with this, and like I said, I'll show it to you at the end. This thing clearly has no camera, so no camera there. I think I may have mistaken that I said that's a 2.5mm headphone jack. I think that's actually a stereo line in, but I can't confirm. It could be either of the two. It has no Wi-Fi, no Bluetooth, no GPS. It does have FM radio, and it has the proprietary USB connector to plug it. You can plug it to the computer, but it requires this proprietary USB thingamajig. Has SMS, MMS, email, and stuff like that as well. Like I said, there's no camera. It's clearly obvious that this phone at this age has no camera, has 34 languages, has a clock and an alarm clock as well. There are downloadable games on this thing, so you can put more games. They're Java-based games. Let me go and show you games. So we definitely should have Snake. Yeah, Snake EX2. Let's play a bit of Snake. It's not a Nokia review if there's no Snake. So it's a variant of the Snake game. Let's see. Continue. I think I've played it. Let's see. Do you play it with this? Yeah, you can play it with that. But I believe the 3300B would have been a bit more fun. Oh, this button's a bit screwed up. Oh. Oh. Yeah, no, it's not. I think you can play with the W. Let's see. Can you play with the W? I can't figure that out. Oh, yeah. I think there's some of these buttons. The limited egg is there. Let me try and get that. The buttons on this control pad are a bit screwed up. Yeah, it's kind of hard to play on that, but either way the game works. This control pad, the buttons are kind of screwed up and I don't really want to press too much. We got Water Rapids, Virtual Me, Snake, and then there's this DJ thing as well. Let me show you the rest of the menu. Applications, organizer, gallery. You can put some photos on this thing, so you have to copy the photos with the computer. Then again, like I said, it has only 4096 colors, so you're not gonna get all the colors out of the photo. So if you do eventually put a photo on this thing, all the colors are not gonna appear, but I can show you. Have I even put anything on the gallery? Nah, I don't think I have. But yeah, you can put photos on that thing. It will display it in certain colors. This thing also has web services, so you can somewhat browse the internet on this thing. Bookmarks, download links, service inbox, M mode, whatever the hell that's called. Oh, got a little stuck there. Let's try that again. Services, M mode. GPRS connection not available. So this has an early form of internet browsing, partial internet browsing, I'd say. Nothing too fancy there. It also has a sound recorder somewhere in here. I can't find it now. Has voice dial, and this thing, like I said earlier, if you crack the plastic, you can change the covers. This thing has the Express On covers. You take the battery. Where do you press on this thing? You press it somewhere. It's gonna split. It's gonna easily come out. The body's gonna easily come off. So Nokia called it Express On cover. So you can take apart the body and you can change the body whenever you like. This phone didn't have too many custom bodies. Like I remember for the this thing I reviewed a few days ago, the 3650. This thing had a lot of Express On covers. You can change them. NFL events and special sporting events used to hand those covers out. You can or you think you have to buy them and you can swap them out. So this thing also probably had, but not as much. I have not seen as many as the other phones, but this thing has Express On covers, which is quite nice. Like I said, it came in orange as well, and this is the blue version. It's like, well, it's blue and white as well. Now let's move on to the battery. So the battery on this thing is your old school BLD3. Let me take this off, turn this thing off. Turn it off with the power button, switch off. So BLD3, this battery is from that phone, I think, as I remember. Yeah. This one has not gotten fat, so it's not on its way to getting bloated. So there's the 64 megabyte memory card. It has the Nokia 3300 branding on it. This card still works. It's obviously Nokia quality. This phone is manufactured in Brazil. Both of them are manufactured in Brazil, actually. So that's quite interesting. Well, it makes more sense for it not to be manufactured in Finland, because Brazil is closer to the United States, and since this phone was only coming to the United States, might as well manufacture it in Brazil instead of Finland. How do you get that? Oh, right there. There we go. This SIM card, I had it with me from another phone. I think it was from my N-Gage. You got to put a dummy SIM in there for it to work. Like I said, BLD3 battery. This battery is made in Japan. It's 780 milliamp hours, and this phone will easily get, you know the Nokia battery life. It's almost bulletproof. Standby time, it depends, probably around 190 hours to 240 hours ish. Talk time, about 2 to 4 hours, depending on the strength of the network, etc., etc. For 2003, 2 to 4 hours was probably the best around. Again, Nokia battery life, nobody questions that. It's excellent stuff. Apart from that, there's nothing else I guess I can cover with this phone. No camera, like I said before, there's nothing to it. This phone is surprisingly light for what it has on the inside. I believe the 3300, the standard 3300 is a bit lighter than this because of the button layout, but I'm not really sure. I've never held one of those. So yeah, that was the retro review of the Nokia 3300B from 2003. Pretty unique phone, pretty rare as well. Well, not pretty, really rare. I hope to get my hands on the orange one, which is rarer than the blue one, in the near future, because I like to have every single color because I'm crazy. But yeah, that was the sort of retro review of this phone. I will go back to my usual uploading schedule as time goes on. I was a bit busy this week, so I couldn't really upload much, you may have noticed. But I hope you enjoyed this video as usual. Don't forget to hit that like button and check out my channel. And if you like what you see, please consider hitting that subscribe button, thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in my next video.